Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Sarvalokanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Nidhaye Sarvavidyanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Harihi Om. Nahi gnanena sadrusham pavitram iha vidyate tatsvayam yoga samsiddha kalenatmani vindati brahmarpanam brahmahavihi brahmagnau brahmanahutam brahmena tena gantavyam brahmakarma samadhina. Harihi Om. There is an association between vikara and vinasha. Vikara means distortion in a gross sense, but actually what it means is that which is susceptible to change. Anything that is susceptible to change is also susceptible to destruction. See, all matter is susceptible to change. So all matter appears and disappears. But there is an aspect of you which is not susceptible to change, and that is not susceptible to destruction as well. That which is susceptible to distortion is finite, and that which is changeless is infinite. And also, if you notice, change and time are associated. Only when there is a perception of change, there is a perception of time also. When the change is more, the time tends to move faster. When the change is less, time tends to move slower. Say, for example, you are going away on a holiday or taking a flight tomorrow. The previous evening, you see how many events you will have to do. You will have to go and do last minute shopping. You will pack, repack, you will weigh, you will check your documents. You will do so many things. And 2-3 hours, they just fly like that. Yeah? And then you fly. You are sitting in the plane. Those 4-5 hours just don't move. It takes such a long time to get through those 4-5 hours because there is no change. The change is very, very slow. The slower the change, the longer the perception of time. The faster the change, the time appears to move fast. And when there is no change, there is no time. Or when there is no perception of change also, there is no time. In sleep, that's why you don't perceive the time as much as you perceive when you are awake. Because there is no perception of change. Are you with me? Are you getting what I'm saying? Yeah. So, not only change is associated with time, the change should be perceived as well. When you are awake, you perceive the change, so you perceive time as well. When you are asleep, you don't perceive the change because the mind is not awake. So the time becomes not very relevant in those periods when you are in a dreamless sleep. But when the dream comes again, there is perception of time. And again time comes in, perception of change. And meditation is when the mind is not just awake, but the mind is awakened. So an awakened mind goes beyond time. It goes in the zone of timelessness. And this state of timelessness, which is beyond time and by definition beyond mind, is samadhi. Are you with me? Yeah? Distortion, destruction, change and time, mind and perception of time, beyond mind, samadhi. And this is a long path. And to come to this stage, you might have spent many years to move through these stages of being in time, being out of time, and being above time. This state beyond time is called Shiva. That's why Shiva is also called as Mahakala. And also, it also means having a great time. When you're having a grand time and time has become so irrelevant, then there is so much stillness, so much joy, so much, what do you call, nirvikara. In the Ashtavakra Gita, Ashtavakra tells Janaka, you are nirvikara. Vikaraheen. You're without because you're changeless. That changeless is you. And Krishna spoke about this and he said, once you get into this state of timelessness, state beyond time, where your mind is full of awareness, is awakened, then what are the benefits of it? He said, he quoted 4 benefits. The first, he said, Prashanta Manas. Your mind becomes calm. In meditation, what happens? The mind settles down. Shanta Rajasam. Rajas is an innate nature of human beings that propels you to act, that propels you to move, that propels you to do. Why? Because that is the nature of the mind. The mind is Rajasic. And whatever the mind propels, the body keeps listening. So in meditation, you rise above the mind, what happens? Shanta Rajasam. The Rajas settles down with meditation. Then Samadarshatavam. You get this sense of oneness with everything. Even if you are not fully aware of this, the more you meditate, you will feel more and more comfortable with all sorts of situations, with all sorts of people. Have you noticed this? Yeah? You are not easily put off. You are not looking for this small comfort zone to run around. If you look, most people do the same. You go on a holiday, only 2-3 people. Anywhere you go, you just want that small circle to be around you because you are not comfortable with others. You just feel very awkward and not very easygoing. But with meditation, you will see that you are so easygoing because you don't see the other as the other at all. There is such a sense of connection with everybody, then you feel one with all. Samadarshata. And then Sukham Atyantikam. A joy which you can't describe, which you have never experienced before, dawns on you. This state of timelessness is so joyful. In the commentary on Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Guruji says, Samadhi is a state of refrigeration of your mind. It's a state where you feel you can stay like this for 1,000,000 years. You just don't want to move from that. So these are very, very important consequences of being meditative. And that's why Krishna says, Anirvinna Chetasa. Without a distracted mind, with commitment and enthusiasm, you should, Arjuna, meditate. Yeah? After saying all these things, Arjuna is a very intelligent and skilled person. He says, but Krishna, be practical also. I know what you are saying. I am one of the greatest archers. I have done all these things. But one thing is very clear. All this is only experienced when you rise above the mind. And you think that is so easy? The mind rules the life. Having a say over the mind is more difficult, or is like making the air not move. How can this be possible? This is impractical. It's very nice to listen, and you are making it very attractive, telling all this is going to happen. But I don't think I'm able to do it, or anybody for that matter. If I am not able to do it, then it probably is difficult for many other people as well. Tell something what can be done. Then Krishna says,
असंशयं महाबाहो मनो दुर्निग्रहं चलम् अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैराग्येन च गृह्यते.
Asamshayam Mahabahu. He agrees with Arjuna. Just what you say is correct. I agree with you that it is difficult. Managing the mind is not easy. But it is not impossible. It is possible. How? I will give you two tools. Abhyasa and Vairagya. The doing aspect and the non-doing aspect. The karmic aspect and the knowledge aspect. He says, look, why is the mind so fidgety? Is because of the gunas. You find a way to tame the gunas. Gunas propel actions, actions generate impressions, the impressions generate further propensity for actions. So the root cause is the gunas. You handle the gunas properly, and then what happens? The mind automatically settles down. The whole purpose of sadhana is this, to minimize the rajas and tamas so that the sattva which is already in you surfaces unhindered. This is abhyasa. Abhyasa is what? Abhyasa is the effort you put to bring the mind to this moment. In this moment, the mind does not exist actually. It's a little bit of a fallacy to say to bring the mind to the present moment, because in the present moment, the mind is not there actually. In the present moment, only awareness is there. And through awareness, intuition you get access to. The moment the awareness drops, you see suddenly the mind appears. You go to the past or the future. You slip out of the present moment. This effort to keep yourself in this moment is abhyasa. And all the sadhana is geared towards this only. To various upayas to bring your mind here, now. And then vairagya. Vairagya is letting go, ability to letting go. Letting go of what? Letting go of all that is changing. How will this ability come? When the viveka dawns in you that I cannot hold on to anything in this material world. Everything is slipping. What can you hold? Could you hold on to your childhood? It slipped and you became a youth. You can't hold on to your youth, you become an old person. And you at least desperate try to hold on to the old age. Death comes and take it away also. You can't hold on to this body. Can you hold on to your thoughts, your desires, your emotions? See, everything is changing. You can't hold on to anything. And knowing that I can't hold on to anything, in my own body and mind, if I can't hold on to anything, how can I hold something outside me? When this knowledge dawns, you feel easy to let go. You go with the flow of life. This going with the flow of life without resisting what is happening, that is vairagya. And then while you are seeing that all this is just slipping away from my hand, then you see there is only one place where I can peacefully rest, and that is my own self. That is the one which is unchanging. That is which will never slip away. It is always there. My awareness slips away, only then I don't perceive it. The moment my awareness is there, I see that's always been there. Yeah? We keep talking about this example of the space in the room. The space is always there, but we never attend to it at all. The moment your awareness, attention comes, you suddenly, oh, this was always there. In fact, the objects came in and went out, But the space never came in, neither will ever go out. And this Viveka, when it dawns in you, you will be easily able to let go of matter. Letting go is not being irresponsible towards it. Letting go is being able to drop your attachment to it. Yeah? These are the two great qualities, and Patanjali quotes the same in the Yoga Sutras, Abhyasa and Vairagya. These two qualities with Arjuna, with these if you can master, then it's not difficult to manage the mind.
असंयतात्मना योगो दुष्प्राप इति मे मतिः वश्यात्मना तु यतता शक्यो अवाप्तुमुपायतः.
But there is a clause. What is the clause? Asamyatatmana. One who has got no discipline, for him it is impossible, Arjuna. I agree with you on that point. If you are not committed, if you are not disciplined, if you want to do all that the mind is asking you to and then still complain that mind doesn't listen to me, then for such a person it is not possible. But Vashyatmanatu, one who is able to have a say over his senses, one who is able to have some sort of discipline in his life, for him, yatata, by effort, which in Yoga Vasishta again and again Vasishta says, self-effort, Rama, self-effort. Yatata, through effort, shakyo avaptum upayataha. This is a key word. You can't suppress the mind, but through skill you can manage the mind. The more you try to suppress and overcome the mind, the more the mind will resist. Just through, what is the skill? Just observe. Just look at the mind. The moment you start looking at the mind, all its place comes down. All the drama slowly comes down because it feels as if it's been caught out. Just observe. So, upayataha, through skill and through commitment and constant self-effort, you will be able to achieve that, Arjuna. Otherwise, it's not possible. Then Arjuna says, okay, Krishna, I agree to this. So I'm now interested. I want to do it. But you know what? I get easily distracted. Maybe for so many reasons. I've got the Shraddha in this. I want to do. I've got the juice. I want all the benefits you are telling. But Chalita Manasaha, I can get easily distracted from this path. If this happens, I get onto the path and quickly get out of it. I'm not able to sustain myself on the path. What will happen to me? Will I become like a cloud that is scattered by the wind in the sky? Please tell me what will happen to me if I get onto the path but don't go the distance. So one who gets onto the path and goes the distance is called Yoga Rudha. One who gets on but does not go, gets distracted and goes astray is called Yoga Brashta. So he says, if I become a Yoga Brashta, what's the point? All my efforts, are they going to be waste?
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Parthanaiveha namutra vinashastasya vidyate nahi kalyana krit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati.
Na eva iha na amutra vinashaha tasya vidyate. He says, drop this fear, Arjuna. The slightest effort you have put on the spiritual path will also not go waste. You don't have to go the entire distance. If you have put any effort on the path, that will protect you. Na iha na amutra. Neither here nor in the other worlds this will be waste. It will always be accounted for. It will not be ignored. It will always be taken into account. For the first time in your life, you are looking towards existence with the eyes of truth. So far, you have been completely rolling around in ignorance. First time you have woken up and you are making some effort to understand the truth. No, this won't be. This effort will not be ignored.
पुण्यकृतां लोकान् उषित्वा शाश्वती समाः शुचीनां श्रीमतां गेहे योगभ्रष्टोऽभिजायते.
Any effort you have put to attend to yourself will generate merit, punya. And what will happen? Prapya punya krutam lokan ushitva. You will go and spend time with all these blessed people because of the punya which you have got through this meditation or sadhana or seva, satsang, whatever you have done. And then after spending some time there, what happens? Shuchinam Srimatam Gehi. Now, you might have come to the path not wanting liberation. You might have come because you had a health problem, you wanted to get better. Or you were so stressed out at work, you wanted to relax. You might have come for small goals only. Doesn't matter. So if you had come for, if your still eyes were on prosperity, I want to become a big person in the world, I want to enjoy luxuries, I want to have this, that. But at the same time, you are attending to your spirit, you are meditating, you are doing some sadhana, you are doing some rituals, you are doing a lot of things as a grihastha, you are engaging in this. What happens? Shrimatam Gehe, you will be born in a house which is prosperous. You will be born in a rich person's house, so that all these desires which you had when you were not so prosperous will get fulfilled. On the other hand, if you were sincere in your practices and you really wanted to go ahead in your spiritual practices and for some reason you couldn't go to or take it to the end, then what will happen? Shuchinam, you'll be born in the house of pious people. If your attention was on the spirit, you'll be born in the house of people who high spirituality more. If your desires were to attain prosperity, but still in amidst the desire, still attended to your spirit one way or the other by doing some rituals, by engaging in some seva, doing some karmic works, then you'll be born in the house of a prosperous person so that your desires get fulfilled and you get to vairagya easily.
अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमताम् एतद्धि दुर्लभतरं लोके जन्म यदीदृशम्.
But there is also a third option. If you have really put an effort, you have spent a lot of time and you're really keen to repose in the self, it has become a part of your life which cannot be taken away. You feel so incomplete without it. If you have gone to that stage in your life, then you will be born to a yogi himself. So what is Krishna saying here? The whole universe conspires to make it easy for you in the next time. You just have taken one step, the universe takes 10 steps towards you. It says, come on, come on, come on. I know you've got some desire somewhere deep inside. I know it is there. Come on, make it easy for you. And he says, but this is not very easy. What? Being born in the house of a yogi, being born to a yogi, you must have done tremendous amount of sadhana because this is the fast track route for you.
तत्र तं बुद्धि संयोगं लभते पौर्वदेहिकं यतते च ततो भूयः संसिद्धौ कुरु नन्दन.
Paurvadehikam buddhi samyogam labhate. Now, all that you had attained in the previous life, those impressions stay with you and then they get triggered, reinvigorated in this life. Suddenly you develop an interest. Suddenly you have see all these child prodigies which you see. How can somebody play a violin in 2 years or 2.5 years of? How you can't even teach them, they can't even learn. It just has to come from somewhere. So he says, Paurva Dehikam. All this effort you put in the previous lifetime, they are all staying there. They suddenly surface in you. And what happens after they surface? Yatate cha tato bhuyah samsiddhau kuru nandana. Now this time you will put more effort to achieve that. You will make it much a higher priority than the previous time. Because you are one lifetime wiser. So you go with much more intensity. Oh my God, I'm just like the Jadabharata story. If you remember that. It suddenly becomes even more, the urgency comes in. My God, what I did, I attained so much, but the last minute I got distracted. So he says, Pauro devikam labate buddhi samyogam yatate chatato bhuya samsiddhau kurunandan. Now he becomes even more, develops a sense of urgency and runs towards me.
पूर्वाभ्यसेन तेनैव ह्रियते ह्यवशोऽपि सः जिज्ञासुपर्योगस्य शब्दब्रह्माति वर्तते.
Hyavasho api. The universe is so much wants you to get back onto the path and become free that even if you are not interested, even if you are not looking for a path or a master, the path and the master come looking for you. Hyavasho api, even if you are not putting an effort, the mountain comes to Muhammad. See, you might have all had these experiences yourselves. I'll tell you how I came into the path. This was about 30 years ago. My sister-in-law, she went into one of these courses. It was not Art of Living, there was some other organization. She did the course, and as part of her happiness, she wanted to get her husband, my brother, into it. My brother was not interested at all, but he was being pestered and pushed. Somehow he said, I will go, but then he said, you also come with me. It's so boring. I need somebody. I don't know anybody there. So I went to give my brother company. And then I got hooked onto it. And then there somebody organized Art of Living course and introduced me to Sudarshan Kriya. And from there to here how things have moved. So it was not that I was looking for something, but somehow the universe made sure that somewhere you landed up where it wanted you to land up. And you might have the same stories to say. Somewhere most of us have come in probably accidentally, so-called. That's what our mind says. Oh, it is a coincidence how I entered it. But somebody had planned, somebody had written the script already. You are just a part in that script. All your action are pre-scripted. Somebody said action and you started doing it. That's all. Yeah. So he says, this is very beautiful. It's a Hyavasho api purva bhyasena tenaiva. The samskaras of the past life are so strong. Even if you are trying to get away from it, it somehow makes you come and hang around there. And jignasurapi yogasya shabda brahmati vartate. And he is saying, Arjuna, this is not for somebody who has been very serious on the path. I am telling somebody who just showed an interest in the path. Somebody who was curious about spirituality. Somebody who just wanted to know a few things. Somebody who was not looking for liberation. He just wanted to say, what is this? Is there something more to life? That's all he had. Even for him, the universe opens up all the possibilities to cross Shabda Brahmadi Vartate. Shabda Brahma is the Karma Kanda of the Vedas, the ritualistic path which is immersed in sound. Even for him, it will help him to rise beyond sound into silence. From the Shabda Brahma to move into the Brahman, the universe will help.
Prayatnyadyatamaanastu yogi samshuddha kilbishah aneka janma samsiddha tato yati param gatim.
Prayatnad adhyatmanastu samshuddha kilbishaha yogi. See, one who just showed an interest itself, the universe bends over its back to accommodate him. But what about somebody who has put constant and sincere and committed effort and become a yogi? Samshuddha kilbisha has cleared all his sins and cleared his antahkarana of the impressions. Aneka janma samsiddha. He's got the merit of many lifetimes of practice. Yati param. There is no doubt that he will just go in the fast track. Absolutely no doubt at all. You know, for you all to be here, you think it is a coincidence or you just came in because you had nothing to do this evening. No, that's a bit too much of oversimplification of life. You have craved for it. You have cried for it some lifetimes. And so you are here. Now you may be sitting here with a mature intellect, realizing the value of it, but it might not have been like this all the time. You might have been beaten up in life so badly that you really wanted escape from the freedom. Yeah, and so you are here, and you are not far away. You are very close. We are all very close. We have come a long way, long way. And there is no turning back from here. Even if you want to, you cannot escape. You are there. We are already there. So after convincing Arjuna, now he says,
Tapasvibhyodhiko yogi jnanibhyopi matodhikaha karmibhyaschadhiko yogi tasmat yogi bhavarjuna.
this is the usual Krishna style. Just giving some incentives. Earlier he said, Gnani is the best, Gnana is the best. Now he is saying yogi is the best. Tapasvibhyo adhika yogi. Being a yogi is better than being a ritualistic, doing austerities. Being a yogi is higher than being a gnani. Being a yogi is higher than doing all the seva and karma. Being a karma yogi, that is higher than this. Tasmat yogi bhava Arjuna. So, henceforth Arjuna, become a yogi. Because yoga will take you where you want very, very quickly. It is better than austerities. It is better than empty knowledge. It is better than just doing too many actions and doing a lot of projects. Become a yogi, Arjuna. Stay in abhyasa and vairagya, and then become a yogi, and then you will see that you will move very, very quickly.
Yoginamapi sarvesham madgatenantaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yo mam same yuktatamo mataha.
See, the culmination of all practices is to dissolve in the self. Is to drop all doings, realize that actually it is all happening. Being in the lap of the divine, you may call, merging with the self, you can call, reposing in the self, whatever you can call. Just becoming one with the existence in its purest, unmanifested nature. That is what it is. And that is what Krishna says, Me yukta tamo mataha. You will become one with me. He says, you may become a yogi, but even among the yogis, Arjuna, you know who is the best, who will come to me very quickly? Madgate antaratmana. Always he has me in his awareness. See, when you are doing the silence program, what are you doing? All the time you keep your attention on your presence. Maybe through the breath, you will feel that something is alive all the time in me, vibrantly alive, and you stay with it. And you engage in the world. In all these engagements of the action, you may go to a party, you may gossip with somebody, you may play a game, you may watch a game. In all this, if you are holding on to that presence, seeing that all this is happening, my senses and my mind are engaging with the world, but I am here. I am here in all the engagement, I am here. Non-doing is not doing. Non-doing is doing without a sense of doership. When will the sense of doership not appear? When you are established in yourself. When that awareness of I am, you sit there, then even you are engaging in all actions, no actions you are doing. So he says, Yoginam api sarvesham, even amongst all the yogis, those who repose in me all the time, continuing with their practices, Shraddhavan bhajate, with all the faith. Bhajate means who share their existence with me. Bhajan means sharing. Who share their existence with me, Sa me yukta tamo mataha. They have already become one with me. Wonderful, yeah? The take home points are what? No effort on the path is a waste. And the more intently you get onto the path, the more the doors the universe opens up, the more momentum it brings to you. I mean, so have you not seen these things? I mean, if you are a teacher or somebody, you will see this. Or you don't have to be a teacher also. If you are going towards a satsang, if you are going to do a seva project, if you are keen to reach a place where you want to do a kriya or something, how suddenly the traffic becomes light, the signals become green. Have you not seen this happen to you? Yeah. So the existence is always behind you, saying that yes, 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 you want to do it. I will help you as much as you. You go to a place where it is very cold, suddenly the sun peeps out. You go to a place where it is very hot, suddenly the clouds come out. Rain comes. Whether you are aware or notice or not, the whole existence stands around you, protecting you. Because you are precious. You are very precious. You're one of those rare people who are able to drop the world. Yeah. This ability to enjoy the world at the same time, be okay with it. So what? It's here, it's not there. Yeah. Why? Knowing that even if I want to hold on to it, I'm not able to hold it. It will just move. It will just pass through me. All these, my parents, my children, my money, my house. I mean, have you ever thought about this seriously? What is mine in that? Yeah. It's nothing. A house is a place you've been offered to live, just like the body is a place your soul has been offered to live. They all come and go, they all move. And use this for everybody's benefit. Whether this body, whether this mind, whether the house, whether the wealth that has been given to you, all the intelligence or the knowledge. Just say, open it up to everybody, and then you will see that there is never lack in your life. All the insecurity in life is because of a sense of lack. When this disappears, then there is freedom, there is joy, there is no holding on to anything. Okay? Om Namah Shivaya. Keep meditating. Yeah? That is the wealth. Do all that you are interested in, but make meditation as your base. From that base, do everything. Wonderful, wonderful. Jai Gurudev. Sahana bhavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhat bhavet. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.